We are here at the Amiata Collection Luxury Townhomes by Toll Brothers. These are the only models that you're gonna see with rooftop decks in Inspirada or West Henderson. We're gonna take a tour through all three models right now. What's up everyone? Today we are at Amiata by Toll Brothers. These are luxury multi-story townhomes in the Inspirada Town Center area. We're gonna go and take a look at the model homes. Hopefully they look as gorgeous as I think they will be. We are here at the Divini floor plan. This model is actually gonna be 2019 square feet. It can be configured as either 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, and we'll show you where kind of some of those changes could be made depending on what you prefer. Let's go on in and take a look. All right guys, we're here at the first model and we're gonna go off to the left here and you'll see they have it set up as an office. One thing to keep in mind as we are going through all the models here, these downstairs areas can be configured as dens, they can be configured as bedrooms. This one here, as an office, you'll notice there isn't a closet space. They do have some shelving, so this would be considered a den. They have the half bathroom right there. Let me know as we go through the video which one of these three models is your favorite. They all have kind of their own unique characteristics and some special qualities to each of them, and let me know in the comments which one you like the best. All right, that's the first floor. Follow me up to the second floor. Let's check it out. Really nice open concept here on the second floor. Beautiful living space. Typically when you're building a home, you're gonna talk with someone that's going through all the electrical components of the house, and you'll have choices to make as far as how much lighting you want to put into the house. The more lighting you can put in, the better. It typically is where you want to have the option to have more light. You can always turn them off if you don't want them. But this one's really cool to have up there in a line. Once it's nighttime and you have those lights running up along the corner of the wall, it'll be really good. Have a nice private balcony. You don't have your neighbors really looking in on this balcony. So this awesome feature with, almost an entire wall full of windows letting in such great natural light, and the view out into the mountains, and then you're gonna have Montana Park right off into the distance as well, which is being finished up right now. Be sure to take a look at our deep dive on that new park being built here in Inspirada. All right, we are at the Argento model now. Come on in and take a look how they have this downstairs set up. It could kind of be utilized as a man cave. Significant other, somebody else living in the home is in the upstairs area where the living space will be. Someone else could be down here watching television, have their drinks nearby, beverages and restroom. And of course, you could set this up as an office space. Also, set up a desk. You can do your desk and have the TV up on the wall and have all the space that you need to do work time stuff. And then you feel separated from the home part where like your bedrooms are and the living spaces. So workspace could be workspace and living space can be living space. Here at the Argento model, we are featuring 1,803 square feet with a base price of $507,995. The rooftop terrace add-on for this one will be starting at $75,453. At just over 1,800 square feet, this is the smallest of the three models, but just the way everything's laid out here in the living space, it's plenty functional and open. You got plenty of room for a larger dining room table right there. And then the living room is a nice size. You could fit a really nice sized couch and have space there. And not to mention you still get a balcony on the main living floor, which is nice to have, especially when you're having company and people over and this is kind of the general space where everyone's hanging out. It's nice to have that outdoor feature right there. So as you're coming up to the next floor, you'll see immediately on your left, we have the primary suite, which is great that it's separated from the two secondary bedrooms on this floor, and right in between the two, have a nice laundry closet. Let's go take a look at this room. I think it is really cool that there's this overhead light in the primary bathroom. The ceiling height here is really nice and tall at 10 feet, so you're able to have something like that above you, and it doesn't feel like you're about to walk into a lighting fixture, which is nice. What's great about this model that they did is they showed us what the built-in barbecue area could potentially look like for you. So this would be plugged into the gas line of the house, so you don't have to be filling up propane tanks all the time. And then they outfitted it with a nice refrigerator as well, so you could be standing right here at the barbecue, cooking, and then overlooking out to these awesome mountain views. That's really the way they have these models positioned, is to take advantage of those mountain views, which are awesome. There's gonna be kind of this circle of this community that's made almost like a horseshoe almost, and in the center there's gonna be its own pool. So like we've talked about, this isn't actually a part of the Inspirada HOA and master plan. It's part of the Inspirada Town Center, which is separate. So they will have their own pool that residents of this townhome community will be able to utilize there in the center. They wouldn't have access to the multiple Inspirada HOA pools, but of course you still have access to all of the great parks and like trails and walkways that Inspirada has. But Town Center, they'll have their own dedicated pool for them. What I'm thinking right now is just how close these rooftop decks are to each other. I'm wondering how much noise you could hear if you have your neighbors out there and you're out here at the same time. So I'm gonna go over there and see what we can hear from each side. Got the cameraman over there. I'm over on the next unit over, so we could see what the conversation is like, how loud is it. We pretty much have to shout at each other to be able to hear each other. So it's not like you're right on top of each other. The privacy is still there, but seriously, you need to come over onto this side because the walkway and the lead into this rooftop is ridiculous. We are here at the Lustro. This is the largest of the floor plans that they have. None of the models that they have or the floor plans that they have are extremely large, square footage wise. They're all right around the 2,000-ish square foot range, but it does have some really cool features that I like that kind of separates it from the other two, in my opinion. Let's go in and take a look. At the Lustro here, 2,154 square feet. We're gonna see it modeled with the rooftop terrace. The base price is either $572,000 or $582,000, depending on the exterior, and the rooftop terrace add-on would be starting at $77,000 or $82,000, depending on that exterior again. The way that they have everything configured as it is almost like somewhat of a next-gen suite, if you're familiar with those, where it's essentially a separate whole living quarters for someone to stay in. So it doesn't really have like the additional living space for like a separate living room, but it does have this set up with like the dry bar. It has the ensuite bedroom and bath. So it's possible for someone to feel really comfortable down in this space, whether it's a guest or it's a permanent living space for someone. Let's go over to my left where we have the downstairs bedroom and check out how they got it set up. If you're using this as like a guest room or someone's permanently living in this space, this is great to have that bathroom right there accessible for them, gives a nice sense of privacy. This could be configured as an office with like a guest bath as well. So there's plenty of ways to change things around, which is a nice feature to have with them. So we have one of the secondary bedrooms here. It's being featured as an office. The rooms aren't massive and huge. So on the other side of this wall, you would have the primary bedroom and bathroom. So if you wanted to cut out an area for you to be able to come through from the primary suite and make it a little larger, maybe you need larger space instead of more individual spaces. That could be a way where you ask Toll Brothers if they'd be willing to customize something for you and get you a doorway to make one large primary suite. So this floor plan has a feature right before you head out to the rooftop that I really love, which is this awesome bar top area. This one's fully decked out, some awesome shelving and underlighting. We've got a kegerator, so you can have a couple of different beers on tap, refrigerator. So when you go out to the rooftop, you're entertaining your guests, you have this nice area to step into. You don't have to go 2 floors down to get the things that you need to entertain your guests. You want to be aware that things can still be built out that can obstruct your views. So if you have something in mind as far as you're getting a specific lot because of a view, you want to make sure that it's going to stay that way as much as possible. What's really nice is even the townhome community that's being built behind this one, you can just see from the elevation of where we're at in comparison to that, you're still going to have some really great sight lines to all of that backdrop of the mountains, which is really nice. So right behind me we have Hy-Vee, which is a townhome community. We have a video on that. Montana Park, right over that way. We have a video on that right nearby. Check those videos out too. So here at Amiata, we have an HOA fee of $240 a month. That is not a part of the Inspirada Master Plan like we've talked about. So that's just for these townhomes that are specific to Amiata. It's gonna cover the pool and all of that area, as well as some of the exterior of the home, the stucco, the rooftop, as well as the exterior water, because the HOA is gonna maintain the exterior gardening and landscaping for you. Thanks for joining me on this tour of the 3 models. Remember, leave a comment on which floor plan was your favorite. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to go check out our other videos and subscribe. Give us a like. We'll see you on the next one. Later.